Yep.
No!
Cannot be clipped. Cannot be clipped. Did not have
Soundscreen
it.
can be clipped, though.
I'm already married. What's the difference?
Are you clipped or unclipped?
Are you Clippy?
It's gonna be one of those days, isn't it?
Have you guys been like huffing gas or something? You guys losing your fucking mind.
I mean, we kind of need a repeat of the episode called Chaos, Just Chaos, because that's our best viewed video ever.
Well, views aren't as important as us having fun, so
So
that's
this way-
the
Stream.
That's why should I get us demonetized forever. I know some songs from Boondocks.
Wow, you're gonna go that route. All right.
Start singing Disney songs.
In Danish?
No. The mouse would know. He would know. He always knows. Oh, not
Gorsh!
Gorge. He's not gonna use lube this time. Oh.
Oh, Soundscream, I've been looking at your stream.
Wait, which one?
All of them.
Oh no.
Oh,
I promised it was consensual. Bambi said sure. Anyways.
Do you want to know how the city of
Andy's mom
Gilgamesh
was
is
not
made?
shot.
Disney is gonna have to fight off the Pinkertons first.
Oh, Lord.
Isn't
All right,
Bambi
so-
a guide here?
Not when I was done with them. It's called emasculation.
It's called clipping.
Are we back to that? Jeez. Wow. It's gonna.
Wait, Soundstream, I think you can clip this part of the session.
Yeah, clip it out.
oh hell
Lord.
no. Snip, snip.
Hey, I haven't done the intro yet, so at least the VOD's gonna be edited. I can tell you that much.
Aww.
No.
Oh well. We'll do it after your intro again.
I'm sure you will. I'm sure you will. You're like, oh, why is there always so much trauma? It's vengeance for these moments, is what it is. It's revenge.
But you know, we only do it because we love you.
Yeah, you know what? I don't know if that's true. But when last we saw our heroes, Nate the Human Ranger, Gobs the Warforged Warlock, Othokent the Lizard for the Life Domain Cleric, Talah the Half-Orc Druid, and Abraham the Human Wizard. After completing their mission to retrieve the ring from the Tomb Whisper Hills, our group made it back to the city. Upon getting back to the city, they were reunited with Lily, met some new friends in the forms of the other aspects of Gilgamesh, and then went to complete their job. Were instructed that they had one last part to do, which was going to the Necromancy Ward and using the ring to bring Failtor the Slain back to life, in the hopes that he would go on a vengeful murder spree and kill Marbon the Corpse Singer. This did indeed happen. He killed a whole bunch of other people too, and then the group went back home to rest. Upon completion of this, our group is going to have a little bit of downtime to catch up on different things that they were wanting to get done before the next big adventure begins. Othokent.
Yes.
We have about 4 weeks before the next set of events really kick off. What would you like to do over these next 4 weeks?
That is a long amount of time. Well, first thing Othokent's gonna get done is something that's kind of practical. Or impractical. He's gotta pay his dues back in Neap so his doctor's office doesn't get sold off or auctioned off or something like that.
Okay. All right. You're able to do so without too much trouble.
Great. And apart from that, I don't have the biggest of plans, so I think Otho's gonna spend the time getting the perhaps lower levels of the populace to know he in the city of Gilgamesh and try and provide services like he did back in Neap.
Okay, so are you wanting to open up a clinic, or are you just wanting to go try to find a like free clinic to put in hours out at to help?
He's gonna go for a I wouldn't say run down open clinic, but something that's kind of on the cheap, try and provide some actual good medical attention for people who might not be able to afford it.
Okay, go ahead and give me, think of what check you would want to make to find out where a place like that would be, and give me an appropriate roll.
I think that would be investigation.
Sounds good.
Minimal handling.
Haha!
All right. Just a moment. Because, again, I want to make sure I don't misspeak. Got to get a document up I haven't used in a while.
Sure.
Boop, 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 boom. All right, so it's not hard to find out that there are many free clinics of high quality in the Brass District. So the Brass District is run by a ancient brass dragon named Bandura the Compassionate. And that's where there's a lot of rehab facilities, refugee centers, orphanages, free walk-in clinics, things like that. Like everybody knows it, right? That they can get treated there without judgment or issue. So there's not really a need for them elsewhere. Everybody goes to the Brass District if they can't afford to go to the hospitals in the Silver Ward.
Ah, fair enough. Well, then he's going to go assist there, because there's always more people that need help.
Yep. No, and it was perfectly fine. The person in charge that you met with at one of the clinics, made a couple phone calls to people he knew out at Neap to check your credentialing and your reputation. So, the first day you went there, they said, hey, we need to check everything out before you start. And then you got a call a day or two later saying, hey, all your references came in. Stellar references, and they're especially happy to have you on board because they don't have anybody who specializes in certain types of lizard folk and lizard folk adjacent anatomy. So having you on board to help with some of those, like especially skin conditions and things like that, helping with both the lizard folk and the dragonkin and that kind of stuff has been extra helpful.
I am, of course, also not going to hide my clerical potential just in case someone is really about to get fucked by something. Then magic might be better than science.
Sure. Yeah, they use a little bit of everything here, right? So they'll use an ointment when an ointment will work. But if somebody comes in and medicine is either too expensive or not readily available or doesn't exist or something, that's when they lean towards the magical needs.
But I'm just saying, I'm not going to hide the fact that I'm a cleric. I'm going to be upfront.
Right. So some days you don't touch your spells. Other days you come home absolutely exhausted. Right.
Perfect.
So just depending on what's going on.
Great.
Awesome. Anything else you would like to do over your break?
No, personally, I can't think of anything else that Opha would be spending his time on.
Awesome. All right. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Abraham.
Yes.
Let's talk about what you're going to do over the break.
He's going to spend as much time as possible with Lily. If he's allowed, I don't think there would be an issue. He's going to literally spend every day with her. And at night, he's going to study his books. And while he's talking to Lily, since she had absorbed the knowledge of the book of all magic that Abe possesses, that he got from the Ethereum Sanctum, he is going to talk to her about magic in a philosophical, kind of like a scholarly way, try to ask her opinions about how certain magical flows and functions work, the combination of different symbols and signs and things like that. But he would not stop her from being as girly or as dragony as she wants to be. So if she doesn't want to talk about it, he's not going to press the issue, but he will continually bring that up because he wants to probe into the deeper mysteries of magic. And at the same time, every day he's going to try to bring her some sort of treat, maybe a new dress, something that she would like to have, candy, jewelry.
Sure. So talking about the magical conversations with Lily, like her magic is much more sorcery based than wizard based. So with her, she's more apt to have conversations about the theories and the esoteric nature of magic, right? So,
But she absorbed that knowledge from the book, so like she would have.
She did, but it's like it's kind of like if you were to write a sentence, do you really think about the fact that you're forming an A and things like that? You just write the sentence, right? That's how second nature it is to her. So like she can talk about it, like yeah, that's how you spell that word. Right. But where she tries to drive the conversation is always to different things like trying to figure out where different schools of magic start and stop. Like, could an illusion spell counteract a divination spell, or does the nature of magic prevent that? And if it does, why? Gets into conversations about meta magic, right? Does meta magic exist? Did it come about because of people's it's a natural reflection of the personality of the caster? How would that affect the wizard and their identity and their relationships with others? How magic exists across the multiverse, the ethics of magic, what limits it has, how emotion ties into it. And also her big thing that she likes talking about is how sciences, because again she's read a lot of science books as well, and magic, and how they're separate but work together, but they're so they're complementary sciences at this point, but they're not the same thing, right? They're not intertwined.
And Abe would have a finger in that because when he leveled up to level 8, he picked up meta magic adept, so he does have some meta magic capability.
Yep. Now, also in all of this, there's going to be several questions she's going to ask you.
Good.
Okay. So are you ready for this? Because this is going to happen. Let's say you guys, part of what you're going to do is she wants to go to the Old Forest Park. So these are going to be questions that she's going to ask you while you guys are walking around eating ice cream in the Old Magic Forest.
Okay. I'm ready.
So, Dad. You're a human.
Yes.
Mama's a half-orc.
Uh-huh.
Why am I a dragon, and how did she lay my egg?
Well, there's things called adoptions. We found you as an egg already laid by your true mother. We found you. Well, your true mother is dead, unfortunately. Her bones lie in the city of Neap. We could not remove her, for she was very large. But we did not feel like leaving your egg behind. We knew that what was inside was very precious, and so we took you along to nurture you and help you grow. And your adoptive mother and I, your adoptive father, have helped. She helped when you hatched. She helped take care of you and with that process. And so between me and her, we hatched you. And so that's how she became your adoptive mother and I your adoptive father.
Well, that is a relief, because I read an anatomy book, and based off the size of the egg that I came out of, I was really worried that someday Mama wouldn't be able to give me brothers and sisters. I was worried about the damage there from. Second question. Obviously, you and Mama aren't dating, right? You're not like married or anything. So, who's your girlfriend?
I don't currently have a girlfriend. I flirted with many a lady and had a little bit of progress with. You have so many dragon names. Soundscream. I believe it's Elenduril, the one that was in the Tower of Knowledge. The Ichabod.
No, Elenduril is the one that watches the moon. So Zinyahi.
Okay. Zinyahi. I flirted with Zinyahi. I don't know how far that's going to go, and if anywhere. And then I've also started talking to this little older lady who follows the Raven Queen. Caught on my word. Sorry.
So you're much like a cat. You'll go anywhere that you can get the milk for free.
Well, I haven't had much success in, as you would say, buying the cow. So I am trying to sample milk as much as possible to see if I can find a good supply.
Understand. So you and Aunt Zinyayi, have you attempted to procreate?
No. I've just only flirted with her.
Is it because you haven't taken her on a date yet?
Well, that might be something I could talk to her about.
What kind of flowers are you going to bring her on the date?
Do you know what flowers she likes?
No.
I was thinking about maybe lilies. Give her a wink.
Oh, I see. That's a play on words. So what's the most embarrassing thing that ever happened to you on a date? Have you ever set something on fire with your spells or?
Well, I haven't had much of a dating life my entire life.
Oh, I bet I know why.
Knowledge.
It's because you smell funny. You should really.
I smell funny.
Yeah, use some prestidigitation. You're an all-powerful wizard. Make your hair look good and not smell so bad.
I smell. I just took a bath.
Have you ever had a sock that you left in a drawer for years and years and then taken it out, and even though it wasn't dirty, it had that weird smell to it?
I really think that your dragon senses are really picking up on notes that, well, she would pick on them too. You might have a point if I wanted to date her.
Yeah, maybe you should cover up that smell with lilies.
Ruffle her hair, maybe give her a kiss on the top of her head.
Do you think if somebody found out you were a wizard and I was a dragon, that they would be scared of us?
Potentially, but they don't know us. Maybe once they get to know us, they won't be so scared.
Gotcha. What do wizards do when nobody's watching?
Study as much as possible, because wizards gather knowledge from formula of spells themselves, not just from the ether of magic like you're able to draw upon. So we have to constantly study and practice and experiment to see what works.
Oh, you know what we could do tomorrow?
What's that?
Let's go visit the Arcane College.
Okay, we could do that.
And then you can take me shopping.
Absolutely. Wherever you want to go, we can go.
There's a magic store I would like to go visit. And next to it is a magical pet store.
Magical pet store, I see.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if that means the store is magical and it has pets in it, or if the pets inside the store are magical. Their exploitation of grammar is confusing. But yeah, let's go.
Okay.
So, number one, I'm going to put this in our chat room. So, because I have a feeling several people are going to want to go by Vincent and Victor's, Vincent's shop because Victor's gone. I'm going to put everything they have in stock for this time period in the chat. And it's a lot of stuff. So
if we had any money.
Hey, you know what?
Money.
That's not my problem.
We did hire a hitman to kill an asshole.
Whoa. You hired with all the money we had just gotten from a job.
Wait, so you didn't get money for this job?
Othokent had no impact on the decisions of how the money was spent.
Do you disagree that asshole needed to die?
Oh, no. I am 100% behind you on that decision. It's just that's where our gold went.
What happened to my roll 20? What?
I don't know.
Just backed me out.
That happens sometimes.
Abraham, why don't you back that up? We're going to stop.
Quick question. We didn't get monetary pay for the first job, correct?
We didn't get monetary pay for the dragon job. I don't think.
I believe you were paid 10,000 gold total.
We were not.
Because that was, once that job was done, the funding was supposed to be discussed, which he was going to offer. They were going to offer you 10 grand in addition to the magic, getting to keep the magic item you took.
I believe what they did was, before talking about money, they wanted to hear if we wanted a second job, and we accepted the job and specifically said, but we still need money for the first job, and then we went to do the second job.
Yeah.
So they would have paid you.
Funeral happened.
So
Yeah.
let's be clear then. It would have been 10,000. Plus you get to keep the item that they gave you.
All right. So
split it up.
That's
5.
2,000.
Yeah, it's 2,000 apiece.
So I'm also going to tell you that when you go to the magical pet shop, it is indeed pets that are magical there. And she picks out this animal that looks like have you ever seen a really, really wrinkly like bulldog puppy?
Yes.
It's that, but like with 10 times more wrinkles. It's a walking wrinkle with a mouth and one eye that you can see. You can move wrinkles and find multiple extra eyes. And it is a soft pastel color.
Can I arcane this?
You can try.
I cast Identify on the thing.
All right. This is a canine version of a Fomorian.
Fomorian?
Mm-hmm. But instead of a humanoid, it is a canine. That thing. I put the text in if you want to search for what a Fomorian grows.
Oh, I found it. Fomorians are a race of giant kin hideously deformed by an ancient curse, considered to be the most hideous and wicked of all the giant races.
Yep, that's what she wants.
Can I presume it has an evil nature?
I mean, it's everything that you see about a Fomorian from the monster manual. Apply that as a canine version, and that's what this is. With a nat 20, you know all of that.
This is an evil creature. You know that, right?
You hear the blob of wrinkles go evil, 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 and she starts giggling, and she starts scratching on all of its folds.
I don't know if this is a safe pet to have.
Oh, yeah, you'll be fine. Look at him; he's adorable. He's smiling, I think.
Fomorians, canine or not, this thing is going to require a lot of training to keep it from causing any damage.
I can teach it. Let me have him. Please, please, please. I'll feed him, and I'll take care of him, and I'll take him for walks, and I'll help, comb his skin.
I mean, Fomorians are known to be greedy and disloyal by nature.
Yeah, well, so are women.
Oh. Does she say that?
No.
How do you lose a woman?
He goes, well, yeah, but so are humans. But I keep you around. Just because something is born a certain way doesn't mean it has to be that way. Look, he's crying.
Is it?
There's some type of discharge coming from what you think is its face.
Is it its mouth?
You'd have to get closer and look.
Well,
you'd have to put your hands in and move the folds away to see if it's tears or if it's something else.
Let's find out.
It's viscous. It's not. It's coming out of one of its 4 nostrils.
It's snot. It's not crying. It's on my hand. Ugh. Prestidigation. All that snot away.
Yes. His name will be Tubals, and he will be adorable, and he will be my son.
How much for the Formian canine?
It's 100 gold.
I'll pay for it. I'm reviewing your list of things that you said I could buy from the shop or were available.
Sure. So that's something you guys can decide on whenever. But anything else you would like to do?
to get the deck of many things. So get wrecked.
No.
Getting the deck of many things. Let's pool all the money together.
It's on the list. Yeah,
I refuse, and I have the
wouldn't-
most capital.
It's
Last time
probably
it
the
was in
best
a
idea to
campaign.
not get it.
Yeah, I wouldn't seriously go for it. It's for the haha funny meme. Look, we can do this.
Last time it was in a campaign, I drew like 8 cards.
I am curious if we could actually manage to pay for it totally.
Yeah, that's what
all
I'm
of us.
curious about.
Anyways,
what are you
I believe-
asking about?
They're curious whether or not we have enough money to buy the deck of many things to fuck around with.
I'm not actually doing it, just curiosity.
So, just to be clear, the Book of Shadows, that's more of a flavor thing that's there. It's a warlock that has the Pact of Tome would have.
Okay, so it's basically just some warlock spellbook.
Yes. So it would have in it specific spells from the warlock spells.
Not
So, like, if
quite.
Abraham were to get that, well,
The
that's
Book of
what
Shadows is only for rituals.
I understand that. What I'm trying to say is, if Abraham were to buy that book, he would be able to. It would allow him to learn a couple very specific spells that are in the warlock known spells list.
Don't have enough money for that.
Right. I'm saying that's what I would have it do
Mm-hmm.
from a practical standpoint. I know what it's for, but. And I would probably do something special for you if you had it.
I would need something extra. I need some extra fundage for that. But I'm also looking at. I guess anybody here could buy this stuff. So I want to focus on stuff that's going to be more important for me.
All right. So, all of that being said,
Hmm.
anything else anybody else wants to do? Oh, you know what? Nari, you're absolutely right. I did forget. You guys were going to be at the funeral. I completely forgot about the funeral. I've been very sick, so my brain is completely wiped from where
I
actually left
thought
off.
you did mention last session where you'll go to the funeral, you'll all be asked to say something, and I was like, okay, so that's it. So I wrote this. Okay.
So let me do this then. Let me back up. Otho, would you have said anything? You wouldn't have to say something at the funeral if you didn't want to. So let's start with that. Otho, would you have said something at the funeral?
You would have said something small. Something like he was a good man from what I knew him, and he did save me from becoming a voodoo zombie, so in my heart he was a true friend.
Awesome. Abraham, would you have said anything at the funeral of Dr. Burke?
Something's coming to my mind. Can you skip somebody else?
Sure.
And I'll have your answer for you in a second.
Yeah, we can come back to you later. So next, let's do some trauma.
Oh no, I thought more people were attending and they were going to say
Yeah,
that.
what I'm going to do is what I'm going to do now that I remember that, thanks to Talah, is when I move on to the next person, the first thing they're going to do is tell me what they said at the funeral.
Okay. Gotcha.
Okay.
So-
Well, it's like, though misfortune bound him, he served the Raven Queen with all of his heart, and hopefully he finds peace now.
Fantastic. Gobs.
Yep.
Gobbledygook, how you doing? So first and foremost, what if anything would you have said at the funeral of Dr. Heinrich Burke?
I don't think so much she would have held a speech, but she would have risen a toast to him afterwards.
Gotcha. We can go with that. Perfect. All right. And then in this time frame, there were a couple things you wanted to do.
Yes, so one thing is more an obligation to make one of my things work.
Okay.
So she's going to be spending some time during the week just going by sort of the cheaper, low-place bars and such, and making sure that she is known. Basically, she's reestablishing her bad reputation. It's a way of making sure that that low-life thugs will basically leave them alone, and they'll be forgiven for minor crimes because no one dares to report them.
So let's go ahead and give me a intimidation check with advantage. All right. So yeah, you're able to get even to like if you were to shoot somebody in the right neighborhood, nobody would know that person got shot. Like, not only can you commit those crimes, like they will actively, like if you shot somebody and then you ran away, somebody would go and hide the body because they wouldn't want to have to deal with the heat from anybody coming in and asking questions about you. Does that make sense?
It does, yes.
Yeah, so that's mainly going to be in the docks area of the Central Ward.
Yeah.
And in some of the, because see, the Free People's Ward, it's kind of hard to get a grasp there because, like, it's weird for you, right? Because these are people that are on the edge of war, right? And they're definitely suffering, with lack of food, resources, stuff like that. But there's a pride in this area that it confuses you, right? You haven't seen anything like that. Or like it sucks to live here, and these guys don't care. They're just being awesome anyways. And you can't really get a toehold like that at all in the Free People's Ward. You do get a bit of a toehold like that in the Black Dragon neighborhood. You actually don't go into the Red Ghetto because there is, over this time period, Feltor has made it back, and he has started putting his foot on the throat of everything in that neighborhood. So it's nobody is messing with that area right now. Would you try to go into the Green Dragon district?
I mean, she knows very little about the place. And again, she's not targeting any of the big districts, not any of the organized crime, because that's not what the bad reputation background trade covers. It covers the low key places.
Gotcha. So, because there would be some low key places in the Black Dragon neighborhood, and like I said, down by the docks, there are also some sketchy as hell places in the entire Green Dragon neighborhood is a sketchy as hell place, but like it's one of those like there's something weird about that place. You don't really go near it.
Yeah, but other than that, she has no reservations about the places.
Gotcha.
And again, she doesn't target good people or anything like that. It's specifically the sort of underbelly of the various places that gets targeted with the ability. Because those are where she'd be able to travel safely by the wording of the abilities, I understand it.
Yep. All right. So that takes you a couple of I'll say during the entire time period it will be you establishing that.
Yeah, because it's usually done in the evenings. It doesn't take up a whole day. It's one bar fight at a time, kind of.
Yep. So all the rest of the group, some mornings she wakes up and you see her just being fine. Next day she'll wake up and she's got a black eye and some of those butterfly bandages holding a cut on her cheek closed. And Othokent, you just shake your head and clean her up.
And she is using the arm in sort of its concealed form, basically as an empowered unarmed strike.
Yep. Awesome. What else would you like to do?
Other than that, I have a few leads I want to snoop on during the daytime.
Okay.
Give me a moment. Let me just look up what I have exactly on them. Yes, I know there should be a facility hidden in the High Ward.
Mm-hmm.
She's not going in, but she's basically trying to snoop around the entrances, trying to find the exact place.
Okay, give me an investigation check with advantage because I believe it also had like coordinates and stuff in that with what you were given.
Yeah, it was quite exact.
Yeah, you're able to find it. It's actually out here near the outer wall. It has definitely been abandoned. As you look around it and investigate around it, there was a fire at some point. And you can tell just by kind of looking around the broken windows and stuff, with the way the soot and everything is, that it hasn't been disturbed in a while. If you do want to explore the inside at all.
If it looks like it hasn't been explored too much, she's going to send a text to the others that she's doing a bit of urban exploration and the address she's currently at.
Okay. All right.
And then she goes in.
Awesome. So you're able to get in without too much trouble. You find behind a somewhat collapsed bookshelf a hidden stairwell. Would you go down it?
Yes, she would. And she wouldn't be bringing any sort of light since she has the devil's sight.
Sure. Again, no sight as you come through here. There's cobwebs. There's all kinds of stuff that gives you the impression that no one has been here in quite some time. And you're able to continue down until you come to a door that is shut that does have an RFID reader on the outside. And it has a glowing red light on it. So it's got two little lights. One is unlit and the other one is red. So it does still seem to be powered.
She has an amulet that should match it. A locket specifically.
Mm-hmm.
So she's going to attempt and see if it opens.
You hold the locket up to the pad. It reads it. The other light, the red light goes off. The green light goes on, and the door. You hear that clicking sound of the door unlocking.
All right, I'm going to quietly move inside.
Awesome. So as you do, you do step into a charred hallway where there's obviously been a fire that swept through this whole area. You can see here and there. There's like as you start to explore through it, you realize you're in the upper layers of the lab. You find not a lot of them, but there are a couple corpses that are just skeletons at this point because they've been there for so long that were seemingly left whenever all of this went down.
Yeah, she is going to be taking pictures of the various things she finds here. So bodies are taking pictures of anything that looks kind of medically or laboratory, notes, whatever that's still legible, all that stuff.
So I will tell you, as you go through, you're going to find 5 different bodies in different rooms, different hallways. They do have IDs on them. Like little name badges. So I'll tell you those name badges or those names that you see. Well, because you're going to find other documents. I'm just going to paste these to you.
That's all right.
So those are the bodies you find. And there's another document you're going to see shortly that tells you their titles. So you'll know them in a minute anyways. The one place that you find that wasn't burned is there is a file room. Again, your RFID this time will not open that door. But I can't remember. It wouldn't have an external thing. So I'll say I'm assuming you'd be willing at this point to use the arm to get that door open.
Yes, given it's far away from everyone's view and such.
Yeah, this would have been 3 or 4 floors down. So now you're thinking you're probably 60 to 70 feet underground. Like you've got no cell service at all. But yeah, you use the arm to pop it and you find a bunch of medical records. And as you go through them, there are 2 that pop up and stand out to you.
Ooh.
All right. So you should have the doctor logs in your visible to you.
You do, yes.
And then You should also now have the incident report.
I have both of those, yes.
Yeah. So if you want to, and do you want, you can tell me if you want me to show them to everybody or not.
I imagine that when she returns for that day, she's going to share them with Othokent. She's going to be interested in sharing them with Abraham, but I believe Abraham is severely occupied, so she will not be bothering him too much.
But Abraham would be, so I would say that evening, you would both Othokent and Abraham would be back in the evening. So if you want me to share that with them, and then let you have that conversation with those two, we can do that.
Yeah, we can do that, presuming they both also want to. I don't want to force the player to do something that they don't want to.
No,
would you show the doctor reports and the incident report with both of them?
Yes, she has no reason to not share all of these things with both.
Okay. All right. So after you've gotten that information and you make it back home, that evening, as everybody kind of gets back together, well, at least these three get back together. Abraham comes back smelling of cotton candy because he spent the day at the park with Lily. And then Otho, you're just tired. Your claws hurt. You've been on your feet all day. And then Gobs comes in, covered in ash and smelling like a bonfire, and then shares that information with you.
Well, someone's been busy.
Yeah, I did text you.
Oh, sorry. It's been a busy day.
It's fine. I don't have any monopoly on your time or anything like that. As a matter of fact, I think you have on mine.
I mean, technically, my clinic is currently not open, so it's up for debate, I suppose.
Either way, I found the lab.
Oh.
And I took some pictures of some people there, their IDs. I'm planning on handing that over to the authorities, just stating that I was an urban explorer, found the place, and, as that often happens, you'll report dead bodies you find to get them, get their families informed that such and such died in this location, instead of just being lost forever.
That is usually the common choice, yes. So I can only assume that you didn't learn anything pleasant.
Well, I'm still reading through these. Go ahead and take a look.
All right.
I'm not sure if there's something I should share with Nate and Talah. I don't mind them knowing, but I also don't want to unnecessarily worry them.
Well, that is understandable. Mm-hmm.
Should we read that? Should we, for the benefit of the viewers, read this out loud?
I don't know. Should we?
Asking sound screen.
It helps if my mic's not muted. So that's entirely up to you.
It's more instead of having a few minutes of dead air, so they also know what's going on.
Sure, I'll share it.
It's a game.
In a moment, Nate's gonna kick in the door and go, "I know everything."
And Talah running behind. Now calm down, Pip. You've had a lot to drink today.
Why did that not pop up the way I wanted it
I
to?
knew you were my dad all along.
But
wait, what?
Let's just give everybody access to it. There we go. Now it's popping up the way I wanted it to. All right. Go ahead and read it out if you'd like to.
Alrighty then. Void Essence Injection Protocol Preliminary Report. Date, Phase 1, Day 1. Subject ID, 8BG42, Goblin female, approximately 19 years of age. Procedure, injection of Void Essence Extract, number 6. Observing physician, Dr. Syra Kilrath. Notes, subject received injection with initial adverse reactions, without an initial adverse reactions beyond expected symptoms, muscle tremors, slight increase in heart rate, and pupils dilated beyond normal limits. Blood pressure remains elevated but stable. Void essence appears to be integrating at a cellular level. Fascinating. Subject to be monitored closely for changes in physical and mental state. Vital signs to be checked hourly for 24 hours post-injection.
You want me to read the second one?
If you want to, go ahead.
Sure. Void Essence Injection Protocol Follow-up Assessment. Date, Phase 1, Day 15. Subject ID, 8-BG42. Observing Physician, Dr. Zyra Kelrath. Subject displays heightened sensitivity to light and sound, reporting vivid hallucinations that aligned with void properties. Initial scans reveal unusual energy signatures within subject's cellular structure, and metabolism appears accelerated. During this observation, subject mentioned feeling an unfamiliar presence inside her. Subject appears unaware of any psychological abnormalities. Unexpected findings, pregnancy confirmed. Date, Phase 2, Day 22. Subject ID, 8-BG42. Observing physician, Dr. Valostren. Notes, routine examination revealed a previously undetected pregnancy, estimated roughly 6 weeks. Further scans did indicate unusual energy patterns not only within the mother, but also within the developing embryos. Preliminary readings suggest void essence has extended to developing fetuses, albeit inconsistently between the two. The presence of such energy in utero suggests unforeseen interaction with fetal development. Experiment objectives are expanded to assess void essence impact on gestation and development. Escalation in energy signatures between twins. Date, Phase 2, Day 38. Subject ID, 8-BG42. Observing physician, Dr. Zyra Kelrath. Notable anomaly detected. Energy readings in one fetus are exponentially higher than expected, while the second fetus shows diminished void resonance. Subject reports strange sensations localized to the womb, describing it as quote-unquote drawing inward. Observation confirms that void essence appears to be aggregating within one fetus almost exclusively, while the other shows signs of early decay. Concerning, but also intriguing, further analysis of fetus absorption process may yield insight into void influence on genetic dominance. Termination of twin 2 confirmed void absorption event. Date, Phase 3, Day 56. Subject 8-BG42. Observing physician, Dr. Valostren. Energy fluctuations ceased abruptly at 0400 hours. Follow-up ultrasound revealed only one fetus displaying hyper-intensified void essence absorption alongside traces of absorbed twins' biological matter. Essence within the remaining fetus is now dense and stable, and an unexpected outcome indicating successful absorption of void-diluted genetic material. Potential for void amplification and remaining offspring noted for future trials. Experiment outcome, failure declared. Date, final phase, Day 73. Subject, 8-BG42. Observing physician, Dr. Zyra Kelrath. Notes, although the subject survived, the outcome of the experiment declared a failure due to the inability to induce stable void resonance across both offspring. Surviving fetus displays viable signs of gestation but carries unknown voice-induced anomalies. Subject 8-BG42 is cleared of significant health concerns, but heightened void levels suggest long-term void-related effects. End of trial report noted as anomalous, with possible future study on residual void influence in surviving progeny. Summary conclusion: the experiment has been deemed unsuccessful due to instability and void essence transfer to multiple subjects. However, the survival of both the mother and one fetus presents unique anomalies worth noting. Future research into the nature of single subject void compatibility and absorption process is recommended for future void essence protocols. And then the other report, which I did not share with everybody because that would have been helpful. Dream view, Talah, save, and show to players. Is this one. So, incident report. Date, January 15th, 7302 AOR. Author, Dr. Herbert Wayfield. Location, redacted. Overview, on January 15th, I forgot to edit that date. That's supposed to be 7302 AOR. An unprecedented incident occurred within the research facility involving the escape of subject 8-BG42 and the subsequent fire that caused extensive damage and loss of life. At approximately 14:30, alarms were triggered by an unexpected power surge. During this chaos, a janitor identified as Rogork Varn, a Goblin employee, accessed the containment area where subject 8-BG42 was held. Witnesses reported that Rogork utilized a stolen access card to breach the containment unit, allowing the subject to escape. Eyewitness accounts indicate that Rogork and the subject fled together through a service exit as the flames began to engulf the east wing of the facility. Rogork's body was later found, having died from a combination of a smoke inhalation and the wounds he received during the escape. Subject 8-BG42 has not been recovered at this time. Cause of fire. The fire appears to be initiated by a power surge that compromised the facility's electrical systems. Emergency protocols failed to activate, exacerbating the situation. Investigations are ongoing to determine the full cause of the surge and subsequent failure of containment measures. Casualty list: Dr. Zyra Kelreth, Chief Medical Officer. Dr. Balostren, Lead Geneticist. Dr. Cedric Ovray, Senior Biologist. Dr. Thyla Chen, Research Assistant. Senior Security Officer Joran Red, On-Site Security. Conclusion: the loss of life in this incident is tragic and highlights the significant flaws in our emergency preparedness protocols. An immediate review of security measures, containment protocols, and staff training is required to prevent future incidents. Further investigation into the whereabouts of subject 8-BG42 is underway, with the utmost urgency due to the impending end of fetal gestation of subject 8-BG44, who absorbed subject 8-BG43 in utero. Next steps: initiate comprehensive investigation into the breach and fire. Conduct interviews with surviving staff members, review and revise emergency protocols and security measures, relocate to alternate site in redacted. So yeah, those are the documents she found.
So that the place was burnt with not much left. There was a bunch more files in the cabinet, but nothing that was really standing out.
Yeah, no. This is quite the report. It's kind of disturbing in a way. No offense.
I mean, did I ever show you the other report of what they mean by Phase 1, Phase 2, and Phase 3?
I don't believe you did.
I mean, I don't mind you seeing it. Let me just grab it, because that is not a document in here. I'll be sending it to you over Discord if that's all right.
Sure.
Because it's actually, could I be allowed to make a document in the game for it so it's easier to share?
You should have one to play with. Should be Mysterious Note.
And of course, I'll be willing to share that as well. That doesn't need to be read out loud now, more for context. Because otherwise it'll be a lot of reading right now. But yeah, I went there to check it out and found that at least. Not much else to find there, but apparently they relocated. So that means they're still trying for this, right?
It would definitely point to that, and it's kind of disturbing that they're still trying for these kinds of experiments. Do we have any idea what they're trying to accomplish with all this? I assume the phase logs would say that.
Well, it appears they're trying to make a weapon of sorts. That's what I'm getting.
Honestly, I'm never a fan of trying to make bioweapons of this variety. Well, of any variety, to be honest, but...
Either that or they're trying to understand the void in a really, really, really messed up way.
Yeah. You know, it seems like a bad idea to play with powers such as this that seem to be somewhat outside their comprehension. Trying to bring some, and again, no offense, weird hybrid into the world.
None taken. I also feel like I should probably mention how the void feels about all this. I think I've already told you, right? Like why it responded so negatively when you tried to take blood samples?
As far as I could tell, it was none too happy with all the science experimental stuff.
Yeah, imagine this. It's been non-existent for as long as it can even conceive. And suddenly it's brought into reality. It has to deal with time, with sensing, and all it's experiencing is needles, vials, getting heated, getting electrocuted, getting injected into various things, which it doesn't respond well to. I mean, they didn't either, but it's experienced almost nothing but pain and suffering since it was brought here. And right now it's trying to determine whether existence is worth it. And it's doing that through my eyes.
Well, that's a question even the philosophers nowadays have a hard time answering.
Yeah. So, trying to show it as much good as I can, but given our work, it's, yeah.
Well, even if our work is sometimes a bit dreary, we do try to make the best of it and try and improve it for everyone.
But if you ever want to send a message to it, I guess just talk to me. I think it listens to what I'm hearing. It seems to basically share anything I experience.
Well, if you are to send it a message, or if I'm to talk to it, then I do apologize for my rude behavior in trying to get a blood sample unwanted back then. I was simply worried for my friend.
I'm sure it considers you a friend now as well.
Well, I hope so too, because I barely understand it, but if it wants to be understood better, well, that's its decision, not mine.
But yeah, I'm not really sure what to do with all this information just now. I mean, it's giving me a lot of personal context for things, but also the 5 bodies I found there. Give me a moment. I took some pictures of where they were laid. It's the Dr. Sir Kelveth, Valostren, Cedric Overay, Talia Chen, and a Jorn Red. So 2 of the doctors who wrote in these articles were there. Well, their bodies were, and some more were there. It says there was a chief medical officer, a lead geneticist, a senior biologist, a research assistant, and an on-site security officer. But still, informing the authorities would be the right thing to do, right?
Well, in if we look at it in the most positive way, I suppose, at least if they have any family, they'll know what happened. Might be able to get some closure. If nothing else, having bodies lying about anywhere is not really good for any part of a city.
Yeah, that's how you get ghosts and undeads, right?
Well, it's definitely an easy way to get it going if there's just some free corpses lying about.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a number you can call for this.
Well, I think you can send in an anonymous letter or something of the variety.
Ooh, we'll do that.
Sounds like a good idea, and don't make sure not to write a very intricate return address or anything on it, because I think it's still considered breaking and entering.
I mean, I did go through a door. I had a key for it, but they really shouldn't know I have that.
Yeah, we're definitely keeping this anonymous.
Also, I did break into the file cabinet, like I ripped the door off its hinges.
Awesome.
I mean,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was just about to finish off with, well, I mean, someone else could have done that.
Yeah, I mean, who's gonna believe a little goblin girl did that, right?
Yeah, exactly.
As 5 additional eyes appears on her face in random locations.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Right.
Anything else? Anything else you'd like to do going forward for the rest of that week?
I do have 2 small things, though. One is, of course, make an anonymous thingy into the authorities going, hey, I was urban exploring into some older parts of the town.
Gotcha.
This is the location. I found these, and, pictures of the dead people with the IDs with them. I have not touched anything. But, the other thing would be get in contact with some news stations, and because she recorded all of Feltor's reawakening, and she wants to see if that video is worth anything.
Oh God! Really?
So it wouldn't be a worth anything because they had other camera angles and whatnot of it, but. So, but yeah, they're interested in using it, but nothing big there. All right, so. Awesome. So that's Doc. So next, let's talk to Nate.
Yeah.
So first and foremost, at the funeral, would you have said anything?
And well, he wouldn't have made a speech. That's not really Nate's thing. But he would have noted how the guy brought a humor and a fashion sense unlike anyone else's. And he could appreciate that. So it's nice that he's getting some rest now, after that many years.
Excellent. Excellent. So after the funeral, what was going to be on your to-do list for the next couple weeks?
Well, first of all, Nate would try and get his bearings around the city of Gilgamesh, trying to find the best routes to go through to get around quick, especially if we were to have to run from someone.
Sure. Go ahead and give me a survival check on that. Let's see how well we do.
It's fair. It's not his favorite terrain.
Yeah, so. Without a doubt. So, you've got pretty good routes from home to the tower to S&J. You can get to the various bridges and docks pretty quick and easy without too much trouble. So yeah, you've got you didn't find like a secret tunnel that goes under the bay to the Free People's Ward or anything like that.
Yeah, no.
But yeah, no, you've got the streets down. You have a good, so, just for argument's sake, like you wouldn't have like disadvantage on, like you say you got kidnapped, just for example, and you step out of a building, you could take a look around and with a good roll, you would know where you're at. You've got a pretty good feel for the different parts of the city, where things are, what things are where, things like that.
Cool. And then the next couple of things are kind of overlapping each other because it's an on and off thing.
Sure.
He'd be contacting S&J, doing small odd jobs for them, mainly with thinking on what's it called? Tracking down people, lost objects, or like cats, pets.
Yep. And yeah, so as we talked, you were able to help track down 3 wanted criminals. And also a very rich half-elf lady paid you a ridiculous amount of gold to find her missing Persian cat, who was very fat.
Yeah.
So, and that's also kind of bought you some goodwill with S&J. So being reliable, quick, efficient. That's also part of how you learned the ins and outs of the city, was going around and doing all of that. So
Yeah, might as well do that while I'm running around. And when I'm not doing that, at some point he would be taking Talah to the concert place. I forgot what it's called.
Raf Splendid's I never can remember the exact name of it. It's in my
The
notes.
Splendoyous Experience.
That's right. The Splendoyous Experience.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
And, gonna chat up the cool turtle guy, the turtle, with all the markings on him.
Yeah, he's just a tortoise.
Yeah.
So, like, what would you do? Would you guys speak with animals to talk to him?
Yeah.
Tala would.
Like, we would have a freeway
Yes.
conversation, to be
Yes.
sure. Like, that
Excellent.
turtle must have seen a ton of stuff.
Yeah, he's a bit hard of hearing. He likes to talk about how the older bands were so much better than the bands that are around now, that nobody knows how to play nearly as good as Raf Splendid, and it's, almost an affront to him that some of these people get to play here, things like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah. He's like, picture your 70-year-old metalhead. That's what he is.
Knows all the secret best music.
Oh yeah.
Forgotten tracks, all of that.
Exactly.
So that would happen at least once during this time, where he'd take Talah out for that.
As a note, his favorite band is a band called Venom Velocity.
Venom Velocity.
Yeah, he's got a sticker for them on his shell. It's a coiled snake around a lightning bolt poised to strike, and it's like it scales down its back, have punk rock spikes on them.
Nice.
And then he'd probably find some of the music that Tortoise is recommending, and sharing it with Talah as well. Outside of that, he would mainly spend time with Talah and the others, depending on what they're doing and what they want to do.
Excellent.
So that is about it.
Awesome.
Yeah, wait, I skipped one thing.
Okay.
How dare.
Maybe the most important thing.
How dare.
I was wondering if this was going to come up.
Yeah. I don't know why that skipped my mind. Maybe because of all the other stuff. But yeah, he would contact. Where would that be? Would it be in the Green District?
It would be in the High Ward.
Yeah, in the High Ward.
For the things I sent you.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you would get them in the High Ward, specifically around the Elven neighborhoods.
Yeah,
they're big on.
That sounds about right.
Big on flowers. Yep.
Yeah, so Nate would be on the lookout for a source where he could find uncommon, rare, or exotic plants. And having found a place, he ordered some. and he bought some and brought them to Talah.
Okay. Feel free to send those descriptions and everything to Talah.
Yep, I will do.
Tala's going to be over the moon.
There's one other thing that you messaged me that you were wanting to do. So
What's
you
that?
were going to check in with your parents and with Talah's dad.
Oh yeah.
So
Ah.
here's the question I have for you: are you making just one contact to each of them, or more than one?
One contact to Talah's dad, multiple to his own parents.
Okay. During the 4 weeks, what week do you call Talah's dad?
During the end of the first week.
Okay. All right. That conversation goes well. I'll tell you, he's happy to hear that, you and her have found these good friends to be around. He's a little bit worried about her, but everything's going fine. As you talk to your parents, so week 1, everything's fine. They're excited to hear you. They ask a lot about Talah. They want you to tell them all about all your new friends. And so the second week, obviously mom remembers everybody's names, asks questions about all of them. She does mention that it's kind of weird that the weather's kind of taken a turn. So even though it's early fall, it's gotten cold, which is awkward. The third week when you call, she mentions, everything's fine. Both her and dad have had to stop working on wood carving and just been cutting the winter wood a lot sooner than expected because it's actually gotten cold enough that it's beginning to snow.
No!
Yeah, so how far outside of season is this? Nate would know.
I would say you're in early September.
What?
So that's several months early.
Yeah, a minimum of 2 months early. And then the 4th week, no one answers.
Yeah,
Shit.
no, like at the 3rd week, Nate would already be anxious and wanting to go.
Okay.
Oh, God.
All right. Awesome. And we'll hold there. As we go to Talah.
Oh, God. Yeah.
Dearest and most beloved Talah, what would you like to say at the funeral?
Such radiant vision we were shown. A man bright and joyful, making the stars seem dull in the midnight sky. In his eyes a hidden pain he eventually revealed to us so we could aid him. Oh, how our hearts swelled when he spoke about the future. For in his presence all else faded away, and nobody else could distract us. Good man, may we shine your light further. Spread the word of your journey, for you are an inspiration, and in your presence we were truly blessed. Rest well, you deserve it.
Excellent. All right, so Talah, fill us in. What are you going to be doing?
A couple things. I got some bullet points.
Sure.
So, I would spend at least 1 full day with Lily, obviously going by from time to time as well. But in that full day, she would kind of teach Lily a bit more about her breath, not the actual breath, but that it being a breath of decay, it's also a chance for new life, and kind of go into the details of that there's beauty in her breath other than just the withering part of it. And of course, just have fun playing games and let her be a child.
Yep. No, definitely have a lot of fun. You are creeped out one day when you go to visit her, and she does have the rolling ball of Wrinkle as a pet.
Where did you get that?
Oh, Papa got it for me.
Right. What is it?
It's for more.
Sure.
I call him Tubbles. He's
Well,
a good little Tubbles.
as
He's a good
long
little Tubbles. And she starts scratching what you think is his belly, but like his legs, like when a dog would roll over on his tummy, right, and his feet would stick in the air,
yeah.
his rotate down and then touch the ground again. So it's anatomy is not his strong point.
Well, I hope you guys have fun, and that you take good care of him.
Of course, because he's my Tubbles. He's my Tubbles. He's my Tubbles.
Beautiful. She would also call her father in advance of us leaving, notify him that we're actually going to come by soon, and that she'd rather talk about the whole thing with the letters in person, and ask him how everything's going in town, and ask if he's heard anything on the road that we should look out for, dangers and such.
He said, no, the only thing that's kind of weird is we've got a weird cold snap coming through, but, I've been going out, with Pippin's folks and cutting some logs down. Some of the older people weren't quite ready for this level of cold yet, so we got to get them stocked up with some firewood to keep them warm in this early weekend. We had something like this, the year after a tease was born, kind of a freak snowstorm, and then another one, I think when you were 2, kind of like this. So it happens every once in a while, but
just stay on guard.
Well, you know me, I'm boring and reliable. I'm always on guard, but we'll see you when you get here, sweetheart.
All right, take care. She would spend at least one full day with Pip, take him to the park in the morning for breakfast, where she has made oatmeal for him.
Fantastic. Give me that survival check. Let's see if Nate has to bluff it being good. Nate, you can give me whatever check you think to determine whether you're going to try to convince her that it was good.
Intimidation.
She tried. Okay,
What?
she tried.
That is more than passable. Yes, that is fitting.
So let me ask this: Do you say, "Hey, this is good," or do you say, "This is the best oatmeal ever"?
Nate is not gonna lie. Like, this is a good effort. Like,
You believe him that he believes it was a good effort.
Nice.
he really appreciates it.
She would then that same day have planned to go to an advanced or beginner workshop on wood carving and woodworking to invest time in his interests for once.
Excellent. Does he go with you?
No.
I would hope so.
Okay, well, I'm sorry. You said you were going. You didn't say anything about taking him with you. That's what I was confirming.
Well, she has that plan to go there, so it was probably kind of like planned for the both of them.
Okay, gotcha.
And
Yeah,
then end the day at the Eye of the Beholder for dinner.
So what would Talah try to carve at the class?
I don't know.
All right, you try to carve a little horsey. So let's give me a dexterity check.
Dexterity check. Okay.
Nate,
It's something.
So Nexus, have you ever had somebody like make like a sugar cookie and they did the little cutout for it, but then like when it cooked, it flattened out, and like the only way you could know what it was because you knew what it was supposed to be?
Yeah.
That's what this horse looks like.
Ta-da!
It looks like an anteater on stilts.
Nice.
Awesome. I like
That's
it.
cool.
Yeah. So there's also her little project that she's working on. So she's within 4 weeks, she's definitely going to hit that second mark. So I'll come back to you on that one, Sunscream.
Okay.
And then there's the big thing where she's going to visit that hospital she was told about to go to and find an older man, Bandura.
Yep. So it's not hard at all to find the Brass Rehabilitation Center, which is where you're told to go. When you get there at the front desk, tell me exactly who you're asking for. Are you asking for Bandura, or are you asking for your mother?
No, I am asking about Bandura because I was told to see him.
Okay, so there's a just a half elf dude at the front desk. He goes, "Okay," and is Bandura expecting you?
No, he's not. But I've been told by Dr. Birch to go see him.
Okay, all right. And can I get your name, please?
Yeah, of course. Talah Rosalind Elowin Yorger.
All right. Give me a moment. And he steps over and you can hear him pick up a phone. He goes, "Yeah, there's a Talah Yarger here to see you, sent by Dr. Burke." Yeah, looks like half orc.
Mm-hmm.
I'll ask her. He's asking, are you I'm sorry, what was that name again? He says as he accidentally had closed his notes.
Well done, Sunscream. Props to you, buddy.
Where is the name I'm looking for?
I sent you so many things today.
Yeah, I've
you
got
can
it.
just look in our chat. Probably.
Yeah, probably. There it is. Are you the daughter of Laurel Willowsong?
Yeah, that is my mother.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. Have a seat. He'll be down momentarily.
All right.
A few moments later, maybe 5 minutes tops. I'm going to be honest, right? Imagine Santa Claus with a tan. That's what he looks like, right? That's literally my mental description of him has always been Santa Claus with a tan, right? So
Okay.
like where he lives at the North Pole, this Santa lives in the Bahamas. Okay, so that's what he looks like. So he comes down.
He's in 40 years.
He's got a very nice suit on, pocket watch chain and everything, and he comes around the corner and he sees you. And go ahead and give me a insight check.
Okay. Insight. Hiya.
There's a slight quiver in his lip, and you can see tears gathering in his eyes.
Oh no.
Miss Yager.
Yeah, that's me.
Oh, what a pleasure to meet you. And he walks over and he puts his hand out to you to shake your hand.
I'll shake his hand.
He puts his hand over yours and kind of pats it and goes, "We need to talk."
Yes, we do.
Come this way. So, tell me, I'm assuming that you're here to see Laurel.
Wait, she's here?
Yes. She's been here since you left your home.
What?
Do you remember? And he's kind of got his arm around you and kind of walking with you. Do you remember as a very young child, there were 3 times that your mother left home for about a week or two?
Yeah, she was out exploring for... You're gonna tell me that's not the thing she was doing, aren't you?
Yes. I believe that was what she told you to make you not be afraid. You see, I believe it was roughly 2 years after you were born, your mother began having nightmares. Nightmares where she was stalking through the woods and hunting and looking and trying to find something and destroy it. And oftentimes, the things she was hunting in these dreams were the other children of your village. She became very upset by these dreams and started to become ill because she wouldn't let herself sleep because they had scared her so much. And eventually she came to the city looking for help, and she wound up at a magical shop where there was a paladin by the name of Victor Corthal. Him and his brother looked into her situation and discovered that she had been targeted by a type of devil that was attacking her dreams and was hunting for something. Thankfully, this paladin was quite powerful, and along with his brother, were able to exorcise this possession. And your mother was able to return home to you, and everything was going just fine. But then, about 3 years later, the nightmares came back. Again, she returned to the brothers. Again, they were able to dispel the demon, and then about 8 months later, the nightmares came back. And it eventually became apparent to them that they lacked the ability to permanently destroy this creature due to the nature of no longer being able to change to other planes of existence. And with a devil, if it's not destroyed in its home plane, it just returns. And unfortunately, this one was strong enough, combined with your mother's heritage, being that of her distant ancestors being Fae, made it where they were more or less bound together. Eventually, she came to me looking for help, and while I was able to assist in reducing the impact of this creature, and this whole time you've been walking down hallways, and you're now in an elevator, and you're going down to a lower level, and it got to the point where every time we cleansed her of it, it would come back. At first, it was a few years, then a few months, then a few weeks, and then it got to the point where it was just days. And that's when she came to stay with us. She's down here in a room. She tries not to sleep. No one can go in the room with her. Otherwise, the creature begins to absorb their life essence and become stronger. She was always terrified that one day it would take complete control, and then she'd have to watch through her own eyes as something through her destroyed her family, her friends, her town, the world and life she'd built. So now she stays here. She meditates constantly. She's in a constant battle for her soul. We have given her a ring of sustenance that keeps her alive, so she doesn't have to eat. But to say it is a good existence would be a lie, and I will not lie to you. She knew you would come one day, Talah. She wanted you to have these, and he hands you 2 things. One is something you've seen before. It is your mother's journal.
Oh, shit. Okay.
The other thing he hands you is a letter to you specifically.
Okay. I will take those.
So I am going to let you read the journal, but I am going to read the letter out loud to everybody.
People, hold on to your horses.
My dearest Talah, if you're reading this, it means you've come to find me just as I always knew you would. I want to start by saying how deeply sorry I am for not being there for you as you grew up. I think of all the moments we missed together. Your birthdays I couldn't celebrate, the mornings we should have spent making pancakes, our adventures seeking new flowers out in the woods. Those missed memories haunt me, but I want you to know that every moment away from you has been filled with a longing to be by your side. I'm sure you've grown into such a remarkable young woman, and I am proud of you. Please continue to look after your brother, Atiz. He is much like his father in that he has to learn things the hard way and will stubbornly refuse to grow up until he absolutely has to. There will be times when his foolishness will frustrate you, but I believe in him. He will one day become a good man, but only if he has someone to guide him to the right path. How is Pippin? I have no doubt that he is with you. You could barely walk to the store and back without him following you like a lost lamb or maybe a watchful herd dog. Have you come to find me before or after your childhood friendship grew into something more? He has watched your every step with love and care for you, even when you two could barely walk and talk, and we would spend our afternoons visiting his mother for tea. I always hoped you would find love, and if it is with him, my heart rejoices. When you see your father, please take my love back to him. I am sorry for not growing old with him as I promised. I know my absence is a pain that he carries, just as I carry the pain of being away from you all. You are forever in my heart, my brave daughter. Hold on to the love that we share and know that I'm with you, guiding you in spirit. With all my love, Mother. And then underneath it, in a much more jagged writing, is a poem. And that says, when the moon wanes to darkness from the village near the lost, one shall rise with a blade forged in frost. In shadows they linger, where whispers abound. The heart of winter shall tremble at sound. With steel in hand, fate shall weave its cruel art, to strike at the core of the coldest of hearts. Bound in the stillness, a spirit entwined, the chill shall subside as warmth redefined. From death's icy grasp, a new dawn shall bloom. Sleep will reclaim which was once met with doom. Her journal is for you and you alone. So you can decide what from that is shared, but that is sent to you. Also, I'm not going to share this with everybody, but you are taken to her room and you're able to look through the window. This is not perfect, but it will give you an idea of what I was after with what you see when you see your mother. Why will it not paste? There it goes. Maybe it's not going to work. Why is this not working?
I don't know.
Copy image, paste image. No. Snipping tool. Where are you? So this will work. So when you look in through the window, you see a much more gaunt, emaciated version of your mother. She is sitting legs crossed on the floor with a circle of runes around her. She's wearing just normal kind of fluffy pants with her chest is wrapped in bandages, right? Kind of like you see in anime when people get hurt, they kind of bandage wrap around the chest.
Yeah.
Every bit of exposed skin has runic tattoos that have been written all over her skin. In her hair, you see pieces of paper with more runes hanging from it. The only thing that has any type of beauty as you look into that room is on her left hand. You can see her wedding ring, simple gold band with a simple small diamond in it. And on her right hand, on her middle finger, is the magic ring of sustenance as she sits there. And as she does, and you peek through the room, you can see the back begin to arch over a little bit. And you start to see what looks like hands starting to try to claw out of the back and trying to pull itself free. And then you see her arms tense and her head tense, and you see it pulled back inside. As just you being there and that close is enough that the creature that is inside of her, you get the impression it kind of can feel that you're there, that one of the children he was sent to hunt is nearby, and she's now having to redouble her efforts to keep it contained.
I shouldn't be here too long, should I?
No. You shouldn't. The creature is known as what's called a Nightmare King. I don't know which one. There are only 3. But they make deals. Something made a deal with it to send it here. And it followed through the Fey blood in your mother was the doorway it used to get here. It will stay until the deal is broken or resolved.
I put my hand on the glass.
When you do, little ice crystals begin to form around your fingertips on the glass.
I'm going to focus, and I know this is a cantrip, but I'm going to try anyway. I'm going to focus, and I'm going to try and sort of decorate the inside of the room with flowers from home. And I'm willing to spend spell slots on it, even though it's a cantrip, like I'm saying.
Go ahead and give me a spellcasting check.
That's just D20 with my wisdom modifier. 1D. Or do I also add proficiency to that? I don't know.
Yeah, add proficiency.
Okay. So, like that.
Fuck yeah.
You seen what was your mother's favorite flower?
An orchid.
Orchids.
Moth
You
orchids.
see them, they don't bloom on the walls. You see the vines of the orchids crawl up over her bandages, up and intertwine in through her hair, and caress and reinforce her arms and reinforce her posture. And as they bloom, you see that look of strained concentration break just a little bit as she smiles and a tear rolls down her cheek.
I'll come back for you, Mom. I'll get you out of this.
She always believed you would.
Alright.
Come on,
Please.
let's get you a tissue, and I'm a fan of chocolate milk. Hot chocolate, extra marshmallows, caramel.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Come on, come tell me of Laurel. Tell me of the mornings you remember. Tell me of the happy memories. Tell me of what will happen, what she gets to enjoy whenever she's better and can go home.
She's a
And
grandmother now.
Really? Why? Who's the lucky gentleman? Why didn't you bring the baby?
Not
Wait.
me.
No, I can tell it wasn't you. You haven't had children yet. Sorry. I get excited. Children are my favorite. Not like for eating. Just, let's go get the chocolate. And at that point, camera moves off.
Yeah.
So it's Bandura. Bandura loves everybody. Almost everybody. There's one person he didn't like.
I am not going to roll an insight on that, Nexus. No.
Excellent, excellent. So you're able to get your recuperation stuff. This also would have been about the time that Nate, like when you get back that evening, that's also the evening that Nate would have tried to call his parents and didn't get an answer.
All right. So she would have told people that she was going to that hospital that morning.
I can't imagine Nate wouldn't have gone with you. Am I wrong on that, Nate?
Nate had a job to do. He had to work. He was on contract.
There's no way Nate would have let you go by yourself if he knew you were going.
That is true.
Yeah, if he knew that this was what he was going to do, he would at least have followed to the hospital.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can.
He wouldn't have gone in.
Yeah, you stayed at the waiting room. Yeah, if you'd been at the door, that would have been a.
That would have been bad.
Yeah,
I can only imagine.
Yeah, that would have been not great.
Let's not do that.
Yeah. So, you would have been downstairs. So let's actually do that while she goes down, and you think that's like, I hadn't talked to Mom today. Let me give her a call. And it would be while she's down there doing all of that is when you tried to call and didn't get an answer. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So that's where we'll pick up at this point. So anything else that anybody wanted to do during the downtime before Nate and Talah come back from this excursion?
No.
Nope, not here either.
All right. So Nate, Talah, let's say, he would have brought you hot chocolate and a cup to go, Nate. And you guys are headed back to the apartment, I assume.
Nate would immediately start calling Mr. Yaga.
Also no answer.
Yeah.
I try calling my father.
No answer.
We need to get back home now.
Yeah, something's seriously wrong. Winter was starting way too early, and now they're not.
He said it happened before. That they had early winters before. When Atiz was born, when I was 2?
Okay. But the timing is still off. Like,
I know it.
This all feels weird. And I mean, they promised that they were safe. But I need to know.
We need to go.
Yeah.
As soon as possible.
And they run.
Yeah.
So you guys run back to the apartment?
Yes.
Hand in hand?
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you reaching out to your friends?
I would immediately start calling Othokent as we're running back to the apartment.
All right, Othokent, you get that call. Hey, something's really bad. Go ahead. Go ahead, Nari.
Ring, ring, ring.
Ring, 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 ring.
Yeah, hello, Dr. Othokent speaking.
You need to get to the apartment now. People at home aren't picking up.
All right, clocking out.
All right, Othokent's headed back.
Calling Gobs. Next.
Gobs, you're in the middle of stomping out a dude who was selling
Spice.
No, we'll make it simple. But he's selling cigarettes to elementary school kids on the corner. Oof. You're stomping him out, and your phone begins to ring.
Oh, you won't mind if I take this, right?
Stop.
Hey, Gobx speaking. Oh, give me a moment. There we go.
Oh, my teeth.
Gobs.
I can't find them all.
Yeah?
You need to get home now. People in our hometown aren't picking up the phone anymore.
Right, I'll be there. Fuck your face. And she runs off.
All right.
And then Abraham.
Awesome.
Best for last, I mean.
Me, hello.
Abe, you need
Yes,
to get back to
Lily.
the apartment.
Lily Tubbles does not need to eat that. No. Why?
People in
Because
our
he's
hometown
adorable and
aren't-
pianos in his tummy make funny noises.
Abraham, we need you.
Okay. Lily, there's some trouble back at I gotta go help my friends. You sit here with Tubbles and take care of him. And don't, no, I gotta go. Bye.
You
Sorry,
heard the
Daniel,
sound of a what you could only anticipate was the sound of a piano being eaten in the background.
Sounds nice.
All right. It takes probably about an hour for everybody to meet back at the apartment. I'll say it's probably about 3 in the afternoon.
Nate has already packed.
Yeah, same.
I ran as fast as I could.
We tried calling our parents. They're not picking up. We need to leave.
All right.
Okay.
The winter's
was-
been starting early in that area, and I don't know why. It's a couple of months too soon. It's been
Can't be a
spring for long
coincidence.
All right. Well, then let's go kick some fey ass. Or whatever's gonna happen. We got each other. Not good at speeches. Not good at running.
Nate, the last update to your sword was that. Did I send you the Ascendant version?
You didn't. I'm not sure about the name. What I have on my sheet is called Ascendant.
Okay.
I can just send you a screenshot of what I have.
Yeah. Does it have 5 abilities?
There you go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Nate, as you're packing, the sword does begin to vibrate.
Okay, I'm gonna grab it and just talk to it. Like, what's wrong?
He's here.
And Nate is actually gonna start swearing. Just fuck, shit, piss.
What's wrong?
Huh?
Also, the sword is fully glowing at this point.
I'm sure the rest of the guys can see that.
Oh, yeah. No, when he pulls the sword out, it's glowing a pale... What is that? Is that green or yellow? I'm colorblind.
That's an orange yellow.
Yeah. So all the designs up and down the blade are glowing. It is not happy.
Yep, that is certainly a sign. That's the heart of winter.
Well then, let's get going. No time to waste then all that.
Can we... How do we get there quickest?
Is it close to the water?
There's a river going to it, kinda. Well,
It's
not to
closer
it,
to the forest than it is to the water.
I was about to suggest we could rent a speedboat or something.
No,
Kind of like that gnome did.
Mr. Grissom, can't one of the like Cyntari or someone just throw us there or something?
Teleportation? Anything?
I can see if that's possible. I don't think I have anybody's phone number.
Why do I feel like you would have Zenai's?
Well, because we haven't really gone over it. Yeah, sounds great.
Yeah, but you do have your daughter's phone number who lives with her.
Oh,
Oh, that
I
you do.
suppose. And call up Lily.
Papa!
Hello, I need to speak to Zinyahi, please. Is she around?
Auntie Z! I think Papa's on the phone. This isn't what they call a booty call, is it, Papa?
No, it's an emergency. I need her help if she can give it to me.
It kind of sounds like one.
Those aren't mutually exclusive.
Here, talk your adult talk to Auntie Z. Yes.
Shit nuts.
So apparently, an ancient fey creature is reviving and has attacked the hometowns of my friend Nate, and he wants to know if we could get there quickly. And I do not have that magic.
Where are you trying to get to?
What is the name of the town? What's the name of your town?
Goodwood.
Goodwood.
I've not been there before.
What would be the fastest way that we could, in your estimate?
Oh, I believe I have a scroll of teleportation around here somewhere.
That's quite the gift, if you're willing.
Well, it depends. Is this an actual emergency?
There's an early winter, and a fey creature of the winter is awakening. My friend Nate has a special sword that's imbued with intelligence, and it's going wild right now, vibrating and glowing. He was apparently destined for this. It seems like something is happening, and the family is not answering the phone.
And why would my beloved niece think that you were calling me for a quote-unquote booty call?
Because she wants us to hook up. She thinks it would be cute.
Ape doesn't mince words.
You didn't have to sculpt her right on the spot. Jesus, man.
Wow.
I love it.
Wow.
This
They
is
do not mess around with words.
Give me an hour to prepare the scroll. Give me much longer to prepare my response to whatever that was.
You talk to Lily about it. She's the one that brings it up.
Well, perhaps maybe you should read a book on romance for a change. We'll see you soon. And she hangs up.
I have written down the time slot on that.
Beautiful.
Hey, Talah.
Yeah.
Watch your DM for a second.
Okay.
Dungeon Master, keep your eye on him.
I'm watching him. He looks like a transformer.
He's the Transformer.
Okay.
All right. What kind of preparation do you guys want to do over the next hour before you go to take the teleport to Goodwood? Which, if I remember correctly, we said it was like right about here, right? Yeah, it's right on the edge of the Forest of the Lost.
All right, so I still have plenty of rations from when we traveled through the desert. Anything else we might need?
A shit ton of luck to get there as fast as possible, and with everyone alive?
Talah, we're all going to make it out of this alive, and we're going to get there. Don't worry about that.
I'm worried about the people back at home.
We'll take care of that too. No need to paint the devil on the wall before we've even gotten there. You know what? I'm gonna go spend money on magical reagents. I'm gonna go buy some diamonds.
There's a scroll of Revivify at the magic shop.
Well, I'm gonna buy a diamond so I can just cast Revivify.
Talah, did you make anything out of the flowers I gave you?
I
But you know, buying the scroll is probably a good idea.
honestly have not yet.
That's okay.
Yeah, do you
Sorry to
miss
put
that DM,
pressure on
sir?
you with that, Nari. I just had a feeling that you might be finishing that project because of what's about to happen.
Yes.
So,
Do you miss the DM, sir?
what?
I'd like to buy the scroll of Revivify.
Okay.
And then I'd also like to buy 3 sets of diamonds for casting Revivify.
Okay.
Spending a grand total of 1,300 gold pieces.
You are successful in doing so.
Beautiful. After Othokent's bought that, he's gonna be like, alright, if anyone needs money, I have 1,700 left over. Go spend.
I have a diamond. Worth 300 gold pieces already.
Nari, didn't it already have an ability along the line that you were asking for?
I am unsure if that was already a thing. Let me scroll back up. See if I can find it.
Sorry, guys. This is a slight detour because it's important.
Yeah.
That's
it
fine.
kind of is.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I would be tempted to buy the
Yes.
Wand of Magic Missile.
It is a good wand.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll make it a 3. It has that, and it has the other thing I just told you about. So I'll type it out.
Yes. And that is just done now, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
So from underneath Talah's bed, she grabs something that she has fully wrapped and everything, walks over to Nate. This is the best time to give this to you, I think. Here you go.
Okay.
I've been working on
What?
it, and we're gonna need it.
Okay. Sure. What is it?
Just open
So-
it.
When you open it,
does.
you see a bow. And this bow has not been carved. It has been grown.
Wow.
Additionally, you can tell just by picking it up that it has had a tremendous amount of Talah's not just magical energy, but personal energy put into it. What you're holding is what's called a +3 Avenging Feybane longbow. So it's a normal longbow. It's a +3. It gains an additional 2d6 when attacking a creature that is Fey. And in addition to that, when you attack any creature that has previously attacked an ally, so like in a combat setting, if it's hit an ally or tried to hit an ally, you get an additional 2d6 damage when attacking that creature as well.
So against a Fae that has tried to attack an ally, you get a bonus of 46 damage.
What?
I've been spending so many fucking spell slots on this. It's insane.
What the heck?
Yep, she's been doing this for a couple months now. Every time she had downtime and she had free spell slots, she was pouring them into it.
Yep.
You could have made it for yourself.
No.
So, Nari, feel free to describe what the bow actually looks like if you would like to.
So it looks like twisting vine going both ways, and then in the middle where the handle is just a solid piece of wood. So the vines are growing out of that. There is just little flowers across it as well. And those flowers are, in fact, white daisies.
Because of course.
Because, of course. And the string itself is also a very flexible piece of vine.
Yeah. Nate is just all over the place now.
It is one solid piece.
Panicked, amazed, blushing, crying. Just, what is going on?
Alright,
That's amazing.
now that you have that, let's go!
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Rush over to...
Awesome. Anything else anybody else was wanting to
do? Yeah.
Yep.
I don't know what the time frame is going to be here for the quote-unquote emergency, but Otho offered up money so we could buy stuff. And there are two things I want to get. Well, one plus multiple others. I want to get, just because this is Abe's, thing, he wants to get that book from the magic store, and he also wants to get as many potions of healing, but not the basic ones, like the second tier ones, at least. As many as you can get.
There you go.
Okay, so they would have 11 of those magic potions, of the healing, the bigger healing potions. And you, if you want to buy the spell book, you can do so. And we'll talk about exactly what's in it later.
Okay. How much are these potions?
They should have been in that list if they were available.
No, well,
List.
they have only the commons in that list, but I don't know if there's other potion stores out there. And no, there's not quantities listed.
Got some greater and some superior somewhere.
Yeah.
It would take time to hunt them down.
And no, there's not I copied out the list into a notepad, and I don't see any quantities for either one of those potions.
There's not quantities. The number I just told you.
11? Okay.
I would... can I? Yes. I would like to get 5 potions of resistance, and specifically cold damage.
Let me see how many he has.
I don't know. It doesn't say.
I know
It just says potion of resistance.
He has 8, so yeah, you can buy 5.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I get the impression from that is when you drink it, you determine which type of resistance.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah.
Okay. I guess we'll just have to go with the regular potions of healing, just because that's all we can do. And I'll distribute them, 11 of them. I'll give 2 to each, except I'll give Nape the extra 1. So everybody has 2 potions of healing given to them.
Everyone has 2?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I'll say, I'll say this shopping run happened like while Nate and Talah are packing and getting everything packed up. then anybody else who needed chopping all ran over to Vincent's shop.
So I got 5 of those potions, so everyone gets 1 potion of resistance, because I bought one for everyone.
What does it give resistance to? Cold?
Cold. I mean, Soundscream said
When you drink
choose
it,
when you drink it.
you choose which resistance.
Okay, fair enough.
So
And you drink it and you pick a resistance.
my intention for it is to protect against cold.
All right, got that.
Can Abraham use my 2K?
I just don't know what would be good to use it on. And there's the wand, but
I mean, if we start pooling some of the stuff.
I mean, I have another 1,000 I can pool in.
can we pool enough money together to get the belt of giant strength for Abe? So we can just flex.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go full Master Roshing.
Yeah, so he can Superman Sinai.
The only thing on this list I have any interest in is the +2 battle axe.
So you absorb it.
Yeah, it would be absorbed. So I can now go big chopper.
The only thing within that price range that I would like to get is like this, either the scroll or the scroll of hold monster or the wand of magic missile.
I mean, the wand of magic missile is very good. I fully support that purchase.
I mean, what price is the scroll of hold monster?
1,200.
That is a doozy.
Yeah, but if it works,
Yeah, I know it's ridiculously good if it works.
If it works, someone's getting fucked up.
some monster's getting fucked up.
That,
This whole
I mean, the scroll of greater invis.
yeah, but Abe can cast greater invis. He's got that one.
Yeah.
Well, I put in my money. I've bought my necessary medical supplies. To the reverse
I'm also assuming you guys are putting on like coats.
Of course.
Yeah.
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 I'm putting on 2 coats. I've been told it's cold.
You just have a jacket made out of those pocket warmers.
Yup.
Awesome. Excellent. So you guys get back together. So just to confirm, did you guys spend all your money? Are you done shopping? Are you getting anything else before we move on?
I'm done shopping.
I guess I'll. There's 2,000, another 1,000 from that.
Abe is
I
calculating.
could get both the scroll and the wand with the money that we have left.
Well, then go ahead and get it.
Did you already get the book?
Yes.
Okay,
Sorry.
good.
Then go ahead, get it. If it's helpful, get it.
Be my guest. Just let me know how much money is left over.
What did you want to get? There's 1,205. 1,250.
Yeah, okay.
1,250.
Yeah, you hold on to that. We can always talk about it later.
Alright, I think we get up.
Soundscream, can I get those stats on the bow in text?
Yeah, hold on.
Doesn't have to be now. Just
I mean, you already sent them to me, so I can also just copy and paste them to you.
Oh, well,
yeah,
so
send,
then
send
you
them to
do
him,
it.
please. So yeah, you guys come in. You guys all meet back at the apartment. So all the stuff is divvied up. Everybody's got their packs ready to go. And now the next step is to head to the tower itself.
Yep.
To teleport.
To the Tower of Power.
To the power of tower.
Yes.
Tower.
Of inquiry.
Yeah. So you guys head to Gilgamesh's tower. You get in just fine. At this point, Abe and Talah both have cards for access. So you guys can just scan in and then take the elevator up.
Beep, beep,
Or the
beep.
teleporters up, because where you're going, you're allowed to go there. So yeah, you guys teleport up to Lily's room. When you come in, you can see you see Tubbles, and like he's still tiny, but he also has like he's now like you see his face and his legs, and then like sideways like a full like Yamaha keyboard is inside of him, and whenever he steps, it's playing chopsticks as he hops around because he ate the whole piano, the whole keyboard. So that's going on. Lily thinks it's hilarious, and she's laughing, and Zenyaya is just standing there waiting for you.
And Abe's going to look kind of exasperated by the whole situation because the whole group vibe is urgent and panic.
Mm-hmm.
And so...
Yeah. And Tubbles coughs, and a key comes flying out of its mouth. Ding, 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 ding.
Sorry for my crude comment earlier. We're all a little on edge from this news.
Here's the scroll, lover boy. Don't screw it up.
I'll try not to.
You better.
I won't let him, don't you worry.
A little help, Otho.
Of course. Ladies.
Because of your familiarity with the person who made the scroll, you will have advantage on that check.
Okay, just in case. Guidance, please.
Yes, I can.
Yes. Oh.
And then again, so
Double guidance.
Now, you're giving what? Oh, sorry, I was going to ask.
I'm giving emotional support.
That's Talah for description.
Right. So if you have an associated object, it helps. If you're very familiar, seen casually, viewed once, description, or a bad description, which is dumb. So you're obviously not getting a false description. So is Talah going to describe it to you?
We have two objects from there.
You have two objects from the town. Me and Nate.
You're not an object, okay? We're not objectifying you.
If that doesn't count,
Yes,
we have
no,
stuff
let's
from home.
Wait, we can
Hey, look,
quickly
based
make
off
you
of-
into objects.
I will tell you, based off of some things that I was trying to generate art-wise today, I can objectify Talah anytime you want. Right? So if that's what we're doing, that's what we're doing.
Aw, can't we just objectify Nate?
Nate has had an
I
item
always
on
do.
him since the start of the campaign.
Beautiful.
Oh, well, then that makes this
We
incredibly
both
easy.
have stuff from home.
Yes, it's a pouch of sawdust and wood chips from home.
I have
Set it
several
down.
dried flowers from home.
All right, let me try to read this scroll. It is a bit beyond my capability, but I should be able to stretch my magical might to match. All right. What is that check? It is
Yeah,
my
it's a
spell check.
spellcasting modifier. So it's basically your scalp. It's your it's 10
Using
plus
your spell casting
level,
abilities.
17, and then
So I
it's your
roll
spell-
D20 plus 5. So my
and
intelligence.
isn't proficiency added in?
I'm reading off of the DMG. Like somebody copied the DMG into this, and it says like spells on the class list with higher level than the one to cast. You can make an ability check using a spellcasting ability to determine if the cast is successful.
Yep. So yeah, no proficiency. So you do have guidance and advantage. And you have to beat a 17. That does it.
Nice.
So with the pouch in hand, read the magic words of the spell, flex my magical muscles.
There
And
is still
distress.
a very small chance. Or no. There is no chance
No
for it to be
chance.
off target.
Nope,
Because you've got
not
an
anymore.
associated object.
Mhm.
Awesome. So yeah, you immediately and I assume you all hold hands and whatnot, so you all go together. You're immediately snapped to Goodwood. And so suddenly you're dropped into the middle of an ice storm. Incredibly cold. Wind is just driving ice into your faces. And Talah, you recognize you are actually standing in the middle of town square. Well, Nate, you would notice it too. You know where you're at.
I have that pouch. I'll see if Nate even cares to take it back at this moment, or if he's more focused on his surroundings. If he doesn't take it back, I'll just pocket it.
He's focused on his surroundings.
All right, so Abe's gonna hold on to the pouch then.
So, Pip, are we going to your place first, or
Nate,
I'm going to
real
town
quick,
hall.
With your passive perception, one of the immediate things you notice is power's out.
Yeah.
You do see from various houses that smoke is coming from the chimneys, but power is 100% out.
Well, let's check for the nearest house with smoke coming out of it.
Yes, please.
Yeah, there's Miss. Oh, actually, I want this to be a specific person.
How tall is the snow, by the way? Like, how deep?
It's just below your nether regions.
Great.
Like
I am freezing. I am not properly dressed for this. Help me, druid magic. I've got to produce a little flame in my hands.
Oh, where do I have this in my notes?
Please don't make it that obnoxious lady who berated Talah.
Oh, please.
Oh, so can you hold
100
still for a moment?
It's absolutely her. I can't find her name though.
No.
So, Otho, I use prestidigitation to warm up your clothes.
Yeah. Still gotta hold on to my produced flame, though. Hey.
I have
Sorry,
cl-
do you have her
I've
name
climbed
handy?
Otho.
What?
Do you have the name of the lady that berated you?
Well, I would have to look up that session. 1 second.
In your notes? Let's do something different then, because I don't want to mess with that. So yeah, nearest house. Let's say it's the butcher's house. Is just across the street.
In my notes, it just says Dwarven Lady, Barry's mom.
Yeah.
Well, crap.
Yeah, so across the street is the Ralphs. That's the butcher's family. That's the nearest house to you.
So where are we going?
I don't know, somewhere.
Well, Nate was going for the nearest house.
Okay,
Right.
With,
That's the Ralphs,
smoke.
the butcher's house.
so we're going to the
that's-
butcher's.
He doesn't care about who, just
Yeah,
anyone.
yeah, okay.
Yeah, so it's a smallish house. You run up. The door is iced over.
Ah, good. I have hand fire if we need it.
We need it.
Great. I'm gonna
It's
try and
just gonna-
gently use hand fire to not burn down the door and just kind of for the door.
Knock on the
Okay.
door.
You're gonna knock on it.
Well, it might still help to have it unfrozen a bit.
Right.
Yep.
So he's unfreezing it, and then I'm sorry, I'm having trouble hearing Nate. Nate, did you say you're going to knock on it?
Yeah, like he's running up and
Okay.
knocking on it immediately.
Gotcha. So you're knocking on it, and you hear who's there?
It's me, Nate. I'm home. Well,
Nate,
I'm back.
the woodsman's boy.
Yeah, what's happening?
Hold on, let's see if we can get this door open. And you can hear him like throwing his shoulder into it, trying to get the ice to break off. Othokent, you do your melting, and after between your melting and him throwing his shoulder into it, it breaks open. It's like, oh gods, it's cold. Get in here, all of you. And
Back out.
He's holding a crossbow because somebody started beating on his door and he didn't know who it was. And then he shuts the door behind you and goes, oh gods, whew, it is cold. What are you doing wandering out there? Oh, is that Miss Talah?
Hi.
Well, Papa said that you were in the capital. And what are you guys doing here? Is that a dragon?
No, sir, I'm a lizard folk.
And I'm a goblin. All right, let's get these air holes, either way, warmed up.
So,
Yeah, fire's over there. Nate, there's some. I've got some wood. It's in the cubby there. Throw another log on there.
Of course.
So we tried to reach for our parents and they weren't picking up, so we got worried.
Yeah, power went out about 3 days ago. So this storm came. I mean, it was getting cooler than normal, and then suddenly, just out of nowhere, just ice storm like crazy. Power's been out. Phones have been down. Internet's out. I can't even watch watch the Squid Ball game. It's awful. I
Yeah.
haven't seen a storm like this in 10 years or so.
You don't remember a storm being this bad?
You're not as old as me.
I was here 10 years ago.
Yeah, but you were like 4.
No. I was
10 years ago.
13. Or 14. I haven't really been keeping track lately.
Nate, you still have your social security number.
Talah just kind of pulls Nate slightly off to the side to whisper to him. 10 years ago is when my mom left. It's been consistent with the events of what I told you about when we were running back to the apartment. What's been affecting her?
Right. Oops. Do you think the Heart of Winter is connected to...
I do believe that they're connected, yes. I'm willing to tell you why, but just... Right now, we're not exactly with someone that I can openly talk about this.
It's fine. So everything is okay. It's just, it's cold, and that's it.
I mean, yeah, we have. Hopefully, this eases up soon. To get the people that do the repair work. They can't even get out and go do anything about it. Thankfully, your folks and Talah's dad came around and gave everybody a whole bunch of wood. If we didn't have the wood stacked outside, I don't know what people would do. Especially that grumpy Mrs. Teetles, right, with that bratty son of hers. Right? What was she gonna do? That kid. I tried hiring him. Right? Like he couldn't figure out which end of a broom to push, if you get my meaning. And if it wasn't for them dropping off wood, she, her husband's been gone about 6 years now. Lord knows why he left her. You can get my meaning on that. And she'd be lost. Right. So, but thankfully they got a bunch of wood out to everybody. So, even though the power's out, nobody should be freezing to death. But, we're going to be starting to run low on food soon. And, I'm good because, I've got 3.5 cows in the butchery. So, but, maybe I need to get those cut up and maybe, do some IOU deliveries. You know what I mean?
Right.
Huh, have you? Did you come down from your dad? How? Where'd you? That's where you came from. You're at your dad's house, right?
No, we kind of just poofed into existence here in the town square.
Magic.
We teleported from the capital.
On purpose? You came to this nightmare of a wintry, hellish nightmare on purpose?
We were worried.
Yeah,
Well,
I mean, it's
you
not
know.
supposed to be full-on winter for another couple of months.
Yeah. You know what I could use right now? Some of your mama's hot chocolate, man. I don't know what it was. She got it from Helmbrum, some place. She'd have this chocolate shipped in, and she used to make the best hot chocolate at New Year's. Oh, it was so good. Man, that'd be good right about now. But I guess you probably need to be getting on down to see your dad. Do you want coffee? You want what can I do? Your
I'd
scaly
prefer
friend
to get
there,
to,
does he need another coat or something?
Oh, he needs 5.
I just need to stay not outside for too long, then I'll be fine.
Do you have any like snowshoes?
Thermal
No.
clothing.
No, my wife's old fur coat is here. You know, she's been gone about 2 years now, but you know, I still have her clothes. If he wants her coat, I guess he could have that.
And we would make sure to get it back to you.
I think I look stylish in that.
He goes and he grabs it and brings it out, and it's a white fox pelt coat, like fur coat.
Cruella de Vil.
That's really nicely made.
So, do you know whether or not my father is at the town hall or at home?
I don't. I would think he would be at home. You know, he told everybody to just hunker down, and here's the wood. And as it started getting bad, he came in, checked on everybody. We got food out to most people, so I think everybody's safe.
Okay.
Just cold.
Okay.
Out of character, which of our houses are closest?
Yours is outside of town because your parents literally were woods people.
Yeah.
So Talah's is much closer.
Nate,
Yours is probably about 2 hours towards the forest.
Oh, jeez.
Wow.
No, I wouldn't say it's that far. I'd say it's about let's say about 45 minutes by horse towards the forest.
Nate, it's imperative that you check with your sword. We are here now.
Right. And Nate is going to pull out the sword again. Just checking on any feeling I'm getting. Also, actually going to use my... Where is it? There it is. The tech portal. At the same time.
Even as a small child, you always got a weird feeling as you headed closer and deeper into the forest. And there'd always been legends about, don't wander too far into the forest or you'll end up with the fairies, right? When you activate that, you can feel pretty strongly that it's not a portal. It's literally as you get to the edge of the Forest of the Lost and the Great Northern Waste, it begins to blend. That's where the prime material world and the Fey realm start to blend together.
Yeah, okay.
So it's not so much as a portal, but yeah, you can sense there's lots of stuffy stuff outside and to the north.
It's
Yeah,
going to take
that
us a while.
combination.
So,
Go ahead. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Yeah, so basically, as you go north into the forest, and that boundary where the forest and the icy north start to meet, that's kind of how, like, if you just wanted to wander into the Heart of Winter's domain, that's how you would do it.
yeah. Nate is just going to stumble for a sec at this realization and just go.
And you're
all
sensing
of that.
an incredible amount of anger from the sword.
All of
Like
that in
there's
that
almost
direction.
no rational thought. Yeah.
It's just That's the Fey realm. That direction. They're
What?
over there. It's not even as much as a portal as just, it's right there.
That's not good, right?
No, it's not.
Let's kill him.
It technically shouldn't be possible.
So let me understand this right. If we kill him, if he comes here, he'll just go back there, right? Like, that's how devils work. Do Fae work like that?
I don't know.
Because if so, then the right thing to do now would be to get over there. The last thing he's expecting is someone to attack him right now.
So currently, as much as I like theorizing, I would very much like to see if my dad's okay.
Yes, fine. Let's get going.
I wish I had protection from elements. Sorry.
So,
Gonna have to
Talah, I
land
assume you
close.
start taking off.
Mhm.
Yeah. So your house is like 6 houses down. So you step out and you just kind of take off running into the snow.
Uh-huh.
When you get closer, you can tell that Dad has been here because his sidewalk is shoveled and salted. So it's starting to get covered up again because it's obvious that he did it earlier in the day and now it's getting on to the evening. But you run up to the door. It is not as frozen over as everybody else is, and you turn the knob and open it and run in.
Dad?
Talah? Talah?
I start running towards where I hear him.
He's in the kitchen. And he's stepping out and he's holding a cup of hot chocolate. Talah, what? How did you get here, sweetie? How did you? What? And he just hugs you because I assume that you charge him.
Yes. Oh, thank the gods you're okay.
Oh, of course I'm okay. Let's shut the door. Where's Nate?
I'm over here,
They should be
Monsieur.
right behind me.
Oh, well, Nate, shut that door when you get in here and stop letting all the hot air out.
Just waiting for the rest of my friends.
Cold feet. Oh,
is that a dragon?
No, he's a lizard folk. He doesn't like the cold at all.
I don't either. Young man, get by the fire. That's a beautiful coat.
thank you.
It's from the butcher's wife. Borrowed.
Oh. Nadley's coat. Yeah, no, that looks familiar now. What are you doing here? And everybody's gotten in, I assume, and they're starting to run near the fire again.
Oh, hello, Dad. We've spoken on the phone. I have nothing further to add to this conversation.
That's Gobs.
I appreciate the directness.
So, just one thing I wanted to point out. I'm going to manifest mind while we were outside, and it's going to leave it outside so it can tell me if anything weird happens.
Good call.
You get brain freeze.
Don't worry, I have Tylenol. And
Does it have any observation ability other than just perception checks?
The spectral mind can see and hear and has dark vision with a range of 60 feet and can telepathically share with me what it sees and hears. No action required.
So, all right, cool.
So it doesn't have stats.
Right. No, that's fine. It was more so I was like, can it see invisibility and things like that is what I wanted to make sure of.
Nope.
Just in case. All right. Well, come on in, everybody. Good heavens. How did you ride to here? What are you doing out here?
We used the teleportation scroll. You weren't picking up the phone. I got worried.
Yeah, power's been out a couple days. Phones have been down. That storm is something else.
And you could say that again. This storm is not normal.
We've gotten them before.
No, this one in particular is
There's
supernatural.
Actually, there seems to be some precedent for this, according to what Talah has found out. But I'm not sure we should elaborate.
Anything we can do to make it better? Are you saying it's not natural?
It is highly likely that it is not.
All right. Well,
Dad, I'm going to
Mm.
ask you something, and I need you to be 100% honest with me. Do you
Okay.
know where Mom is?
Rolling immediate insight on him.
I was going to say, yeah.
I'm using inspiration on that. Fuck that.
I'm not using
come on.
inspiration. I'm good with this.
Boo.
I don't know exactly where she's at, but I know where she went.
I roll an 18 on my insight.
He's telling the truth.
Okay. Do you know why she left?
Yeah, she was sick. And she was worried that that sickness would cause her to hurt others. So she went to the capital city to meet this doctor guy who was really good at stuff. And when she got there, she found out that there wasn't much they could do about it. And she sent me a letter a couple years ago, or, after she left, saying that she loved us, but she couldn't come back. Otherwise, it could potentially hurt you and Atiz, and she couldn't risk that. Her mind, something had gone wrong with her mind. And she'd have these terrible nightmares, and she'd start walking in her sleep. And we found her outside of... He looks over at Pip. Found him outside of the Pippin house. And she was stalking around, nothing but her underpants, the knife. And she was speaking in a voice that didn't sound like hers and saying words we didn't understand and scared us half to death. And the next morning, she came to and she couldn't remember any of it. But that was the one that triggered it. That night, she made 2 phone calls and then she packed her stuff. She kissed you and Atiz goodbye. And then she left.
I saw her this morning. Found
You
her
saw
in
Laurel?
I found her in a hospital, and she is still fighting whatever is taking a hold of her. It's bad.
She kept saying it was someone else. That wasn't her. What was that name she used to say? Oh, what was it? Sathrix? Sathrix? Yeah. She kept saying it wasn't her. It was Sathrix. Abraham. Abraham, Otho, history checks.
Would it help if Talah adds, all I know is I've been told it was a
I'll have
Nightmare
advantage
King?
check.
All right.
Would it help if I mentioned that it's a Nightmare King?
No.
Okay.
It's not.
Okay. Just making sure.
All right. I'm going to send you to specific information.
Do.
Because the 2 of you would have heard of this devil. Where is...
That devil.
It is a devil.
What deal did your mother make?
I don't
It
know.
wasn't her mother.
It was the frickin' thing.
So yeah, you 2 have that information.
Zephrix, Nightmare King, ancient haunts, dreams, darkness. Shadowed sovereign of the dreamscape. Consumes dreams as a delicacy. What a truly debauched individual.
He's a dream eater.
Either way, I'm pretty sure. Sorry. We'll go first.
He makes deals. In exchange, he demands dreams as payment.
Yeah, I believe that the thing causing this snowstorm is also the one who made a deal with this devil to grab a hold of my mother.
He also kept saying something about a poem.
Yes.
Poem that he kept repeating had something to do with all of it.
Right, yeah. Talah rummages through her bag, grabs the letter that she had been given. When the moon wanes to darkness from the village near the lost.
Yeah, that's it. Because she was just like, see, the lost is our forest, right? So something about us being near the forest made this thing come here.
One shall rise with a blade forged in frost. In shadows they linger, where whispers abound. The heart of winter shall tremble at sound. With steel in hand, fate shall weave its cruel art to strike at the core of the coldest of hearts. Bound in the stillness, a spirit entwined, the chill shall subside as warmth redefined. From death's icy grasp, a new dawn shall bloom. Sleep will reclaim what once met with doom.
Yeah, she used to mumble that when she was sleeping. Had something to do with why that Sarthix guy was here, and I don't know what it sure feels like the heart of winter out there right now, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It really does.
Think all that has something to do with this storm?
The heart of winter is a fey being, Dad. And, he's hunting down Pip. And I don't know why, but he's targeting our town to get to him. And this winter right now.
So you're saying that's why we found her outside of the Pippin's home?
Yeah.
This thing that's got your mama was after Pip?
Yes.
There's been a prophecy, and they were not sure who it was about. Apparently, they thought it was Laurel, and then they thought it was Talah, and now me.
I mean, this poem reads an awful lot like a prophecy to me.
Yeah.
So when moon wanes to darkness, from the village near the lost, one shall raise with a blade for. I don't know anything about a sword, but you were born in the middle of the night, Pip. Steel in hand, you got a sword?
I have a sword specifically to slay the heart of winter. Yes. And he's going to draw the sword once more.
Okay. To strike at the core of the coldest of hearts. Well, that's obviously the heart of winter. I don't get this bound in stillness, a spirit entwined part. It does say that it's going to subside, so maybe he just got angry thinking he's going to die, right? So he sent this thing, took over your mama, and then she started tracking all the different kids with the attempt to do something.
Figure out who it was.
Yeah. So I wonder what did the Heart of Winter offer some devil in order to get him to come do all this?
I really don't know.
But what I
So
do
you-
believe, and what I take from this poem, is if we manage to kill the Heart of Winter, that thing goes away too.
Well, pretty simple solution then. I haven't worn it in a while. Let me go get my old breastplate on and sharpen my sword. If I'd known all I had to do was come kill some pretty elf boy to get my wife back and your mama back to her
Dad,
kids.
You're not coming with
no.
us.
What do you mean I'm not coming with you?
With all due respect, sir, we're professional monster and thingy killers at this stage. And
Did that stack of coats just talk to me?
I'm a goblin. Well, technically.
I picture you being so wrapped up in everything. It's just like your ears and little eyes peeking out.
Yeah, just the edge of the coat, like the neck is all the way up under the eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
It's just those yellow eyes looking up
yeah.
Well,
at the
look,
sock on each ear.
now, this may be news to my daughter because she didn't know. I don't think I've ever really told her about how me and her mama met, but I used to be something of a rapscallion back in my day. Didn't always legitimately earn my coin before your mama turned up expecting a tease, and then I had to settle down and grow up a little bit. So I know how to handle a blade, little coat goblin.
Again, we spoke over the phone.
In worst case scenario, I'll bring him back to life.
Yeah, I think it's just that Talah really wouldn't feel good if, you ended up hurt.
Miss Yaga, please, sir, just stay here and defend your town. We'll handle it. Talah is already dealing with her mom and the whole thing with her brother. Really don't need you to get mixed up in it.
Don't mention my dead, wink wink, dead son. There's some people here who owe money to the same sort of people. So keep my dead son as a no topic. Wink
Dad,
wink.
Could you lean down a bit so I can whisper in your ear?
Yeah. What?
You're a grandpa.
I'm not that old.
A tease. Got a daughter.
What? How long ago?
I mean, not that long, I think.
A month.
Do we know her name?
Laurel.
Named her after his mama? Your dad begins to cry, and he just wraps you up, and he starts sobbing.
Is this a good time to mention Lily?
I've got another Laurel to love. I don't know what to do.
And another Talah. That's her second name.
Oh, I thought you were telling me something else. I was about to kill Nate.
No.
What?
What?
No, we haven't gone that far.
How far have you gone, boy?
Wait, what? I'm waiting outside. Help.
Yeah, you better go outside. You need to cool off.
No, stay.
As
I
a
will not
wise
hear
woman
any
once said,
sass.
there's no ding ding without a wedding ring.
Nate is just beat red.
Standing outside, still sweating.
Talah, I like your dad.
Thanks, little goblin.
I'd love to bring him on adventures. That would be fun.
Yeah,
So-
just not this one.
I
Not
guess.
this one.
You're sure?
Yes, I'm sure.
Don't worry, Mr. Yeg, I'll keep everyone alive.
You'd better.
That includes yourself too.
I've lost
Well, of
enough.
If there's one thing I'm prepared for, is that no one is gonna get out of this dead, except that fiend. I've made a promise.
Dad, I've become a lot more capable of handling myself in the time I've been gone.
All right. Well, I'll see what I can do about getting the power back up and running, and hopefully,
Let's just say
what? Oh,
let's
I'll
just
shut
say that if I had the abilities I have now as a kid, my now dead brother would have not liked having a fight with me even less so than he did already.
I mean, he really didn't like having fights with you. I've got a belt that's almost worn out from what I did to him for hitting you.
Anyways,
Never learned.
I think we should get going. Before we leave, Mr. Jaeger, I'm gonna hand him my phone.
Okay.
I assume yours is out of power.
And there's no service.
Oh. Well, yeah, I thought I was being clever. Apologies.
I appreciate that. Why don't you hold on to this? I've got a generator. If I need power, I just hadn't started it up. So
We should have looked into getting a sending stone.
it's all right. I've been taking care of this village longer than you've been alive, little girl. So
I just mean I would like a direct line with you.
You know, if nothing else,
I'll get the power back up and running, and if I can get the power back up and running, that'll kick on the service, and then my phone will be working.
You know what? In worst case scenario, even though it's not tasty, I'm gonna leave behind my bag of holding. There's 195 days of trail rations in that thing, just in case food becomes an issue. And yes, I still have extras.
Sounds good. Well, we need to hurry up and get this resolved. I've got a granddaughter to go spoil.
Indeed.
On the other side of the dome.
I hate this cold place. I want to leave. No offense.
The
Village
other-
seems nice, but
There's nothing on the other side of the dome except for you.
I am trying to be vague.
You're telling me he's at that place that your mama used to get that chocolate? That stupid, expensive chocolate that didn't taste any better, but she was convinced it was better. So I bought it anyway.
It was better.
It was not better. It was chocolate.
It was a lot better.
wait, we can have the family arguments when we are not freezing to death. Let's get going.
And I meant when you're out of the house, don't say anything about him. There's obviously not like somebody upstairs listening in case I talk about your brother. So
Are
they
you
can
sure
go
about that?
If they're on the roof listening right now, then they're
There's stuff like
There's nobody outside.
Abraham. That's not true. Your mind brings into you. It is seen. It is seen dozens of ice gremlins starting to run across the rooftops.
We have a problem. We have ice gremlins.
Yes.
And as you guys prepare to go outside to deal with the ice gremlins, that is where we're going to end our session for this week.
Yeah.
As we build towards what is hopefully the final confrontation with the Heart of Winter.
Let's hope so. And let's hope Nate lives.
And we'll figure it out.
As if I'm gonna let him die.
Yeah, I mean, I gave him too much good stuff lately, so he can't live because I need to use it later. I'm sorry. But that is the end, folks. We will see you all next time. Thank you very much. As always, please check out our YouTube channel, which is Dinosaur Party Games. And if you are watching on YouTube, check us out every Saturday, most Saturdays, I should say, live on Twitch. Just search for Soundscream 6802 and you will find us. But other than that, that's the end, folks, and we will see you next time.
Bye-bye.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Shit nuts.
Shit.
Yeah.